Hey you guys, I'm live here again from Florida while I'm on vacation, and I'm going to be doing some more painting. As you know, I had my paint party the other day with some ladies here in, it's like a senior retirement park. And so I had one of the ladies that wanted to order a door hanger, and so I'm going to be painting it here before I leave. And I thought I would just do it live for you guys. And you wouldn't believe what a production it is to try to get the camera all set up and everything where you can see me, because I didn't bring my tripod. It would have been so much easier if I just packed my tripod, but I didn't really think I would need it. And of course I did. So anyway, what's everybody up to tonight? Oh, now my iPad's falling over. I tell ya, I'm falling apart. Okay, please don't fall over again. I'm just hoping my phone doesn't fall over while it's recording, so maybe it won't. Okay, I'm gonna be doing, go away, I'm doing a video. Here comes Brett. Every time I do a video, Brett feels the need to come in and get on the video. All right, I'm doing a sign that is the shape of the fancy frame. If you need a blank of this or just a template to cut out this shape, I have those on my website, and I've got the website linked at the top of the post. I painted the bottom part, not necessarily the bottom half, but it's like the bottom 1/3, I guess, just solid white. Hello, Megan. Yes, it has been a while. And then I painted the top with, it's a antique white, but then while the antique white was still wet, I dripped some, I gotta think of my color names, King's Gold Yellow on top of it and just kind of streaked it in. So if you want to get that like streak textured look, hey Tammy, you're gonna have to do that, streak that in while it's still wet. So I did that before the video. Hey Dana, yes, you caught me live. Okay, so I'm glad you guys caught me. How many of you guys got my notification before I went live? I sent that out. Hey Becky, hey Betsy, hey Lisa. Yes, it is. Well, I'm not gonna complain because the people back home will stone me when I get home if I complain that it's cold here. Hey Terrain, but yes, it is kind of cold here. If you're a Floridian, you would consider this cold winter weather, which it's like, the high was like 50 today, I think, or 57, I don't know, which is awesome compared to like the 23 degrees that it got back in Kentucky today. So I'm not complaining one bit, because it's a lot better than what we had at home. Oh, I'm glad you guys got the notification. If you want to get my notifications when I go live, just send me a private message and it automatically enrolls you in the notifications. And if you want to stop them, just type the word unsubscribe or stop or something like that. Hey Tammy. Okay, so I cut out these shapes like forever ago using my Cricut. It is just like a little flower shape with 5 petals. I think I found it on Google and just cut it out. Hey Brittany. Yes, we are enjoying Florida. Brandon's missing Michael. Brandon, for those of y'all don't know, plays Xbox with my husband Michael, so you can imagine how they're missing each other. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I actually straightened it for the first time probably in 3 weeks. I mean, look how long it's getting. I couldn't believe after I straightened, now I'm losing hair. I couldn't believe how long it's getting. It's crazy. You got it, good. Oh, you're freezing Kentucky, Pam. Yes, I feel bad because I gotta head back there on Monday. Anyways, I cut these shapes out and I'm gonna trace 3 of these up here at the top, and I'm gonna make I'm gonna do 1 in the middle. I know you really can't see what I'm doing. Let me try to position this. It doesn't really matter if you see me tracing it. Just know that I'm tracing this flower shape, and I'm gonna trace it 3 times because I'm gonna have 3 flowers up here at the top. I'm gonna trace it there, and then I'm gonna move it down some, and I may have it kind of overlap just a little bit. They're touching each other, but it's gonna go kind of behind that flower. And then on this side, we'll do that one right there. So the one in the middle is kind of gonna go on top of the other 2. Okay, let me show you what I got. 3 flowers. It's freezing in Pennsylvania. Whew, I bet it is. Okay, and then the stencil I'm gonna use at the bottom is called the Moroccan tile stencil. So if you want the stencil cut file for this, look how yucky it is. Or if you want to buy the stencil from me, I've got both of those on my website. I'm just gonna line up the stencil right here, kind of where I stopped and started the white paint. And she wanted green, so I'm gonna use this kiwi lime green. at the bottom. This is gonna be a nice like spring looking door hanger. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Hey, Karen. And I'm just dipping my sponge pouncer. If you want to know where to find these, if you can't find these local, I have a link for these on my website on Amazon that you can find them. Just go to my website, and at the top there's a button that says resource list, and in the resource list is all my favorite brushes and all my favorite tools and everything that I use, so you can find links there to those. But see how like quickly I'm dabbing? I'm trying to work fast because I don't want the paint to kind of dry and stick to the stencil, because that can cause problems. And you kind of want to do it in light coats. You don't want to gob it on there real thick, or it could chance going underneath the stencils, because the stencil is not does not have an adhesive back. I just added a new stencil to my website yesterday, or maybe it was this morning. I don't know. Days are blending together. Hey, Patricia. But anyway, I just added a new stencil to my website. It's multi-size polka dots. Like, some of them are big and some of them are small, and they're all in the same stencil. So if you want that, the cut file's on there for $5, or you can buy the actual stencil from me for $25. That is actually the stencil of the month this month. And if you don't know, the stencil of the month is always a free cut file to the people that are in my virtual paint party group. And if they don't have a cut machine to be able to cut it, they can buy the stencil from me half price. And there is still time to get in on the virtual paint party if you guys want to join us. I had extended it to Friday since I'm out of town and I can't ship them anyways until then. And I actually had my carpenter, I've hired a carpenter, aren't I fancy? I had my carpenter cut out 40 shapes, and I've got 11 of those spots still available to give away. Or not to give away, but to sell. And I had posted a thing at the top of my page, and I was going to give away a spot if we get 100 shares. And I think we're at like 60 something. So if you guys want, go over and at the top of my page, click on the pinned post and share that post. And if it reaches 100 shares, I'm going to give a spot away for the virtual paint party. So that only leaves 10 spots for people to sign up and get in. Unless, of course, we just have like a crazy number of people suddenly sign up at the last minute, and I might be able to beg my carpenter to cut more. We'll see. Hey, Joanne. Oh, I missed Teresa's comment. You ordered the SVG file for the new one today. Good. Let me know how you like it. Foamy like bubbly. Yours does this. Yeah, the bubbles, I still see bubbles occasionally, but kind of like if I dab really fast, I don't know, and like kind of push some pressure on it, it really doesn't do bubbles as bad. I don't know. Who knows if I'm doing it right. What do I use to make my stencils? Frog in my throat. Catherine, I design them on Inkscape. It's a free program on my computer, and then I cut them out using my Cricut. And you have to have a deep cut blade. You have to have it cut on the heart of like the most highest pressure setting. And I use this Stencil Material, which I also have linked on my resource page. Okay, let me show you guys. Let me set this aside so it doesn't get on anything. Isn't that cute? This is that Moroccan tile stencil. So if you want to get it, you can go to my website and find it. Oh, thank you for sharing it, Angelia. I don't know why I've got my iPad brought up here, because obviously I'm reading the comments off of there. So let me just turn this off. I guess I thought I wouldn't be able to see them, but I can. Angie, they crack me up too. They're hilarious. Before I move up, no, I'm going to do that last. I have to kind of like slow myself down because I want to jump and do different things, but I need to slow down and do things in order. Okay, the lady requested like a royal blue flower and maybe yellow, and I'm going to add a red one. She said she wasn't picky, but so I'm using the cobalt blue. Hi, Jasmine. And I'm going to paint one of these flowers cobalt. And I'm going to use the 5/8 inch flat tipped brush. I've got these linked on my website under the resource list. Let me think. I may want this top one to be red, so I'm going to do one of these lower ones, the blue color. I keep flower shapes like this cut out with my Cricut I keep those on hand at my paint parties in case anybody wants to do flowers. I just hand them this little Ziploc bag that I have full of flower shapes that they can trace and use, because sometimes drawing flowers is intimidating to people. And I'm not freehanding this. In case you missed the beginning of the video, I traced these flowers out ahead of time using just a little cardstock stencil that I had cut out with my Cricut. And you can use them again and again and again, because I cut these out forever ago. Pam, why can't you see the video live? It states address invalid. I don't know. Does anybody else have that problem? What do you use to cut your stencils? Lisa, I use a Cricut with a deep cut blade. And if you have a deep cut blade and it's not cutting all the way through the material, see if your Cricut or your machine offers the option for a multi-cut function, because I have a program that I use called Sure Cuts a Lot, which you can't get it anymore, so sorry about that, but it does have an option for multi-cut. And so if my blade's a little bit dull, or even if it's brand new, sometimes I'll tell it to cut the same shape twice, sometimes up to 3 times if it's dull, and it will go over the same exact spot 3 times to make sure it gets all the way through. There's our first flower. It's probably gonna need another coat in a minute, but let's jump and do the yellow. Now the yellow flower that I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna have to paint the flower white first, because this yellow that I'm using is really bright. And if I paint it just right on top of this ivory, yellowy background, I'm afraid it's not gonna be bright enough. So to make it even brighter, I'm gonna paint white behind it. You've shared 3 times, Sherry. Thank you, Nancy. You're ready to paint. You haven't painted your snowman yet. Well, you need to sit down and have some relaxing painting time. Even on vacation, I've found time to paint. I get to missing it. So yeah, I'm gonna paint white on this flower first, and then I'll go back and paint it bright yellow. This just ensures that it's gonna be really, really bright yellow. Hannah, you love your silhouette cameo. You know, Hannah, I've heard a lot of people who really love their silhouette. I've never actually used one. I've had my Cricut since 2009. So, I mean, it's probably going to go out on me before long, because it's like nearly 10 years old. But if something ever happens to my Cricut, I'm thinking about becoming a silhouette person. I'm thinking about swapping over, because I've heard really good things about the silhouette. So we shall see. If one day my Cricut dies on me, I may have to swap to another cutting machine. I think the only reason I haven't, it's not even really the money of buying another machine, it's the fear that I'm not gonna have time to learn how to use a new machine. I don't wanna I'm comfortable with my Cricut is what it is, and so I'm kind of afraid to try a new machine, because I'm like, what if I don't like it as much, or what if there's a big learning curve and I can't figure it out in time to get the work done. And sometimes I just need to get this stuff done. I'm putting this white on kind of thick. Beautiful green. Thank you, Sherry. It is, no, Angelia, I'm not a lefty. It's because I'm working with the selfie mode on my camera, and so it flips everything. See, even my shirt's lettering is backwards. Okay, and then this flower is going to be flamenco red, which, as you know, is like my favorite red. Brett, please go away. You're distracting. Go play, or it's gonna be bedtime. I don't know if y'all noticed, but he's like hovering around me. I missed your comment, Hannah. I'll go back and read it later. Leslie, you can use Sure Cuts a Lot with the silk. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That makes me feel better. There's a fuzzy head sneaking behind me. Yeah, I figured that out. Newbie watching me. Well, hi, Sheila. I'm glad you found me. Melissa, you love the cameo, and you started with the Cricut and switched to the cameo. There is a learning curve. I love Inkscape, but you know, Inkscape is kind of hard, like if you're not used to that kind of program. But like if you play around with it a lot, which I have lots and like hours upon hours invested in that program, and so I really kind of know it pretty well. I don't know it as well as I probably could, but I know it well enough to design stuff on it. Bless you. But it's what I've used for years to design all sorts of graphic design type stuff. And I use it also to design all of my cut files that I use on my CNC machine. I kind of use that and paint.net. It's like a free paint program. And neither one of them to me are very user friendly. But if you play around with them long enough, you can figure them out. We're gonna make these flowers look super cute in a few minutes. We just gotta get the base color on. So stay tuned. I know watching me coat second coats on these is kind of boring, but the next part, like where we start giving them personality, is gonna be really cute. I've done this design before. It's been a while, but this was a really popular one a couple years ago. Okay, so red, white, and blue flowers right now. But hey, Linda. Oh, Natalie, do you ever make the stencils with the wood cutouts? Oh, wait, do you make the stencils for your wood cutouts? What do you cut the wood? Yes. Hang on. You don't have to cut your own anymore. Lucky you. Yeah, I finally hired somebody to start cutting them for me. To answer the previous question, I design the templates like in Inkscape and stuff, or sometimes I actually like draw them out and then convert the file. It's all techie on my computer, but like to cut out the stencil, I either draw it out by hand and cut it with scissors, or I draw it out on the computer and I cut it out using a website called blockposters.com. It takes any image that you find and blows it up however big you want and prints it on multiple sheets of copy paper, and then you tape them together. So all of the new templates that I'm creating, I've already converted those into a PDF form using block posters to take that part out for you, so it's a lot easier. Or if you don't want to print them out at home, you can take them to Office Depot or somewhere and they'll print them out for you. You have red, white, and blue. I know it's funny looking right now, but it's going to be red, white, blue, red, and yellow in a few minutes. Okay, let me do another coat in this blue real quick. I got to quit talking and start painting. I get too wrapped up in enjoying socializing with you guys, and I slow down painting. I need to speed up. I wish I could like suddenly press a button and go into time-lapse mode, and you could just be like, shoop, 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 and fly through all this part, because I don't like painting second coats. It's boring. Do you feel like that whenever you paint a bedroom or something, like painting walls, the first coat is kind of fun because it's like, ooh, this looks so good, this is new, and then when you go to do the second coat, you're like, ugh, this is so boring, because you're not covering up an ugly color anymore, you're doing something else. You're still scared of saws. Oh, well, you just need to get out there and kind of play with it, practice it. Don't let it scare you. I use power tools more often than my husband, believe it or not. Do I ever give paint parties for kids? No, I actually don't. I've been asked several times, but to be honest, kids parties are usually on Saturdays, right? And kids parties usually have less people, and parents usually don't pay very much for kids to paint, or aren't willing to pay very much. So I hate to give up a Saturday for a group of kids when I could have a group of women who are willing to pay more and a larger group of people. I can just make more money on an adult party on a Saturday than I could on a kids party. Okay, I'm using bright yellow now and painting over my white flower. So see how bright this is? It's like so cheery. But anyways, yeah, I decided a long time ago not to do kids parties. Mostly because of the money aspect, because I can make more money in that allotted time teaching adults, but also because I want to get away from my kids and go to paint parties. I don't want to be around other people's kids. Does that sound bad? Is that bad? But my job is also kind of my escape, so it's kind of both. Sherilyn, how do you learn all about these programs? Oh, I just play with them. Like back before I did painting and stuff, I kind of dabbled in graphic design and I taught myself. And what I didn't know, I YouTubed. Doesn't sound bad at all. Shanna, you do paint parties, don't you? It's kind of like an escape. It's like you get away from your house for a little while, you socialize with other women, and you make money. So it's kind of a win-win. And I just need that break from my kids and other kids. Okay, so we've got yellow, red, and blue. You totally understand about the kid thing. Thank you, Krista. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm gonna switch brushes here. I'm gonna get a small, it's not quite as wide. It says it's a size 8 flat tip brush, but I was using this one I don't know if you can see that. And now I'm using this one. So it's just a little bit smaller. You did a paint party with your second graders before Christmas break. Woo, you're brave. Shanna, you don't, but you've been talking about getting into them. Maybe I'm getting you confused with somebody else. There's somebody I follow on Instagram whose name is Shanna. I was thinking it was you. I can't remember. I thought she did paint parties, but I don't know. Could be a different Shanna. Okay, going back to the kiwi, and I may actually use a little bit of palm leaf green too. Ooh, no, I can't. You know why? Because the phone is sitting on top of the box of paints. And I didn't get palm leaf green out of there. So we're just going to use kiwi. And I'm going to do stems for these flowers. You sell signs and hairs. Oh, okay. All right. And I'm just going to take and just kind of curve up, kind of like making a stem for these flowers. And I'm going to try not to touch the blue too much. And I'm going to do like a little leaf. And then we'll curve up and do one here. And we'll make that a little thicker. I love doing flowers and stuff. I guess because like when I was young, I always doodled flowers a lot. Different kinds of flowers. And so I guess it feels artistic to draw and paint flowers because it was something I've always done. I have to paint upside down. It's kind of awkward. Okay. So we've got our stems. And see how they're curving? I didn't want them straight. You want them to look natural. Do you make smaller ones to go on wreaths? I have before. Not very often. Painting's relaxing. Yes, forget all the troubles. Brittany, yes, I'm still on vacation. I'm at my grandma's house here in Florida. And we're going to be here until Saturday morning. And then, oh wow, we're at 100 viewers. And then Saturday morning, we're going to Orlando, Florida. And we're going to stay the night there. And then Sunday morning, my husband is running in the Walt Disney World Marathon. I think this is his 5th one. I'm not sure. So this is what we got so far. While those flowers are drying, not drawing, I can't talk. I'm going to use another one of these little sponge pouncers. This one's the 3/4 inch, so it's kind of like the middle size. And I'm going to use the flamenco red. And I'm going to create a border to separate the pattern down here at the bottom from the flowers at the top. And if you guys are just now joining, I did this whole pattern at the bottom using the Moroccan tile stencil. I'm going to start in the middle, that way it kind of ends up straight. And I'm just doing a little bit of a twist and then lifting up. That creates more of a perfect circle. But you can get this stencil on my website. I've got it linked up at the top of the post. You can either buy the stencil cut file or the stencil itself. It's called the Moroccan tile stencil. And I also sell the templates and the blanks on my website. And I'm just going across here creating a little dotted border. I'm just barely making the dots touch. Oh, you're only 30 minutes away from Disney. Cool. Lakeland. I think we may drive by there. I'm not sure. We come up Interstate 4, I think, when we come from, well, we're leaving like the Fort Myers area and driving over that way. We're just staying one night. Gotta have the kids back to school on Monday. They've already missed a few days while we're here. There we go. Now, we've got our cute little dotted border. Let me pick it up and turn it around and show you. There you go. Amy, my husband just heard you say that Michael was running in the Disney World. I know, he's crazy. Oh, he shook his head because he's jealous? Yeah, I'm not jealous. I'm going to be sleeping in at the hotel room while he's running. And my excuse is because the kids are at the hotel room and I need to stay there with them. 2 or 3 years ago when he did this, we didn't take the kids with us, and I would have to like go up there and hang out at the marathon and wait for him to finish running, and it's cold and I didn't enjoy it, but I enjoy watching him cross the finish line. That's fun. Okay, I've switched to a round tip brush. This is a size 6 if you want to know. Oh, thank you, Julia. And then I'm getting black, believe it or not, black, and I'm gonna do the center of this circle, or not center of the circle, center of the flower. I'm gonna do a black dot. It's about 1 inch in diameter. I'm just filling it in black. It's gonna get cuter, hang on. And then I'm gonna switch to a skinnier brush. This is a size 3. Get some more black. And I'm outlining these flowers. I'm not perfectly doing it. Notice I'm just kind of lightly doing an outline. I'm not making sure it meets up perfectly or anything like that. I'm just a light outline. Hey, Mom. Jan is my mom, by the way. Okay, so I've got some black outlines going on there. See that? And then I'm going to add a little bit of this to the stems and the leaves, but not like all the way, just like little highlights, kind of. Okay, see? Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit to this red dot thing, little dot border. I'm just kind of going around one side of these little dots with like a little swoop or an outline or whatever you want to call it. It's like creating a shadow almost. See? Okay. And I'm going to rinse that brush out because I want to use it again. And I'm going to get some white. Thank you, Glenda. For those of you who are just tuning in, I told people earlier if they want to go over and find the pinned post at the top of the page and click share. If I reach 100 shares on that post, I'm going to give away a free spot to my virtual paint party this month in January. So hop up there and click share. Susan from Arkansas, hi. Okay, so now we get to do some white accents. So same brush. I'm just going to take the white and I'm going to highlight like one side of each of these petals on these flowers. Notice I'm not being super particular about where I put those highlights. It's just fun and whimsical. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Hi, Tammy. Okay, now this is where it gets cute too. On top of the black with my white, I'm just going to do a little swirly. And it does not have to be perfect, I promise. Just kind of swirl your brush around in there. Let me show you up close how not perfect these are. See? And then I'm going to rinse my brush off because I got black on it and I don't want to get black, gunky white and black on my petals. But I'm going to do a little bit of highlight on these stems and leaves. All of these little black and white accents just make it all kind of pop and brings the whole thing to life. And let's do some on the little red border down here. Kristen, you've been off today due to snow. I saw that. South Carolina got snow. That's crazy. They shut down Charleston. Oh, man. Oh, thank you, Lan, for sharing. Thank you, Tammy. So I'm just adding a little white accent to make these kind of three-dimensional looking. Okay. The only thing left to do is a black outline. How do I paint so fast? Lots of experience, Bobby. I promise you I was not this fast or this confident when I first started my business, which was like 3 years ago in February. So, yeah, lots of painting makes you more confident, makes you faster, so it helps. Krista, you love how the highlights make the design come to life. Me too. Thank you for sharing, Kelly. Okay, now I'm using my, what did I say the size was? A 5/8 flat tip brush, but you just kind of need something that's going to hold lots of paint and get black, and you're just going to do a little outline around the edge. And this too does not need to be perfect. If you try to make it just perfect, it's going to be obvious if you screw up. So it's better if you just kind of whimsically go around here and try not to get it perfectly on the edge or anything like that. Otherwise, when you try to make it look perfect, it's not going to be perfect. But this just kind of creates a border. Oh, thank you for sharing, Tess and Susan. You guys are awesome. I bet we will reach 100 shares after that. Like I was telling them, I have 11 cutouts available still that for people who haven't signed up yet. So, but if we get more people than that to sign up, I might be able to talk my carpenter into cutting out a few last minute. But I need to like get them shipped as soon as I get home. Thank you, Athena. You love the colors. Okay, so there's our border. Now we just got to put welcome down here at the bottom. Oh, thanks for sharing, Robbie. It's not this post, by the way, that you're supposed to share, which I love it if you share this post too. But it's the one pinned at the top of my page with the picture of the owls, the little love owls. Oh, thank you, Julie. Okay. I'm getting hot under these lights with this hair. I'm switching to a filbert brush. It's a number 4. This is like one of my favorite brushes for lettering, which I have showed you guys favorite brushes for lettering before and have linked on my website in the resource list. It's not these, but this one's very similar to those. It's a filbert tip. My favorite ones are at home. I forgot to bring them. And I'm gonna write welcome down here at the bottom. The filbert tip has a nice smooth edge, and it also holds lots of paint. So I'm just gonna write welcome. And this, again, I know it looks like I'm like whizzing through this with zero mental effort, I'm sure, but I promise you, you just got to practice a lot. And all the painting that I do at all of these paint parties is what gives me all this practice. I don't just sit around at home practicing a ton, but all this painting at paint parties kind of forced me to get better at this. I have to stop talking when I do lettering, otherwise I misspell something. Okay, let me thicken up. If you don't like the lettering, or if you feel like it needs just a little bit more thickening, or like something's not right, thicken the downstrokes, and that will make it look more like modern calligraphy. All the strokes where your brush would naturally curve down or your pen would naturally go down, thicken those strokes up. Okay, let me turn it around and show you. Thank you, Catherine. You love my videos. Oh, I can't see your name. Kimberly, thank you. I know this is backwards. Sorry about that. I'll try to post a picture tomorrow of what it looks like with a bow and everything the right direction, so it's not backwards for you guys. But anyways, thank you for hopping on here and spending the evening with me. I can't believe we're up to 130 viewers. You guys must be sharing this video like crazy. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And again, if you want to find the cutout or the template or any of these stencils that I used, go to my website. I've got the stencil cut files if you have a cutting machine, or I sell the stencils themselves. Thank you, Teresa and Julie. I hope you guys have a great night. If anybody has any questions, feel free to pop them up here on the comments, and I'll go back later tonight and read them and reply. Thank you, Hannah. I will see you guys again. I don't know. I guess I'll probably be back in Kentucky when I get back on here. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll go live at the Disney Marathon on Sunday. Would you guys like that? That way you can see like what the atmosphere is like, because it's kind of crazy. There's lots of people. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Krista. 30 minutes for a door hanger. Is that how long I've been on here? Because it doesn't show me the timer. I don't even know. I did paint the background before I got on here, and that does take a few minutes, but I did whiz through this one, which it helps. Shanna, do you find that it helps if you know what you're going to do before you do it? Like you have the entire thing planned out in your head? Because a lot of times that's the struggle for me. I have to decide like what I'm going to do, what colors I'm going to do. But before I got on here, I had all of that decided, which makes it a whole lot faster. Ooh, do an Instagram story. Do you like the Instagram stories, Lisa? Because sometimes I feel like nobody's paying any attention to them because I don't get any feedback. Like nobody replies or comments. And so then it kind of makes me feel like, should I keep doing these or should I not? But anyway, I really want to be able to do the Facebook stories, but Facebook has not given me that option yet. I keep checking to see if it's like available, and it's not available. But a lot of other businesses have got them, so maybe I'll get it soon. It's cold in Kentucky. I know, Teresa. Luckily, when I come back on Monday, it's supposed to be in the 40s, so maybe I won't have to put up with it. But I'm going to get off here and let you guys go, and thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys later. Oh, Julie, my Instagram is southern_adornments_decor. So you can find me there. Bye, guys.